So, today I wanted to talk about how your brain actually makes decisions. And this is related to a poll I put up on my Instagram stories yesterday, which asked you guys if you thought that your looks matter. And about 65% of you agreed that looks matter, and 35% thought they didn't. And so today we're going to be diving into um, the basic human drivers and how human behavior actually shapes um, your decisions and why your appearance and your looks truly do matter, whether you realize they do or not. So let's get into it. All right, so first I want to kind of do a little bit of a quiz. So I'm going to put up some slides and I want you to be honest with yourself and ask yourself which of these situations that you would prefer to choose if you had to. So if you had either choice, which option would you choose?
All right, so this first one is if you really had to go to the bathroom, which one would you choose and why? The second one is if you wanted to choose furnishings for a new house and you could choose anything you wanted, which option would you choose and why? And the third one is if you were wanting to build your dream home and you clicked on one of these websites, which one would seem more trustworthy to you and why?
All right, so now that we've got that little quiz out of the way, I'm going to guess that most of you probably chose the most attractive option out of all three of these choices. And the reason is going to draw down to the way that your brain works. It's the way human behavior works, and the way that, like, we innately just, it's like down to our basic, like, human needs and human desires. And you really can't change that. Um, as much as people like to think that, oh, well, either one is fine, or I don't like to make assumptions, all that is BS. It truly is, because we have these human needs that drive all of our behavior, it drives all of our decision making. And regardless of whether you think it matters or not, your customers are being driven by these basic needs and basic human behaviors. And if you don't understand these and you don't play to these in your marketing and your branding, you're going to lose, because human behavior always wins. Okay, so let's get into it. So there's 6 basic human needs that we all have. And at the core of really, like, what's driving these human needs is the need for survival. At our core, we used to gather into groups and we had to survive. And one of the core needs was that we had to make sure that we fit into the group. If we were excluded from the group, that basically meant certain death. And, you know, so we had to do things to fit in. If we didn't fit in, we were going to be excluded, which meant that we didn't have access to food and water, and we were going to die. So thinking that appearance doesn't matter and thinking that it doesn't matter to fit into the group, or that you don't need to look a certain way, just isn't actually factual. So the 6 basic human needs, there's at the core is psychological. So you need to have food, access to food, water, shelter, things like that. A step above that is safety. You want to ensure that you are safe, that you feel safe, that you're in a safe environment, that you are securing yourself, your family. So that's why you would choose the nicer bathroom over the less nicer bathroom, because at your core, even if you're not thinking about it, your brain reads that one is more risky and the other one is safer. There's less risk in choosing the nicer bathroom. The other one is dirty. It could get, you could catch something. It seems risky. So your brain, whether you realize it or not, is filtering all of these things on a subconscious level. And so it's choosing to protect you versus like what you think, like you're making these choices logically, but it's illogical. It's at a core level, it's subconscious. So it's choosing your safety over everything else. So that's why you're going to choose the less risky option. And always the less risky option is the one that seems like the more secure choice, the one that looks more attractive, the one that seems to fit a better choice for your survival. If you have a choice between a website that looks like it was built in 1990, maybe you think the builder isn't really keeping up with trends, he might not be keeping up with code. Will my house turn out okay? Versus one that has a nice new website with gorgeous photos of houses that seem to be a better selection. You're going to choose that one because it's less risky. And this is very important to understand when you are building your business and creating your branding. You want to have branding that psychologically reads to the viewer that it is safe, that it is not a risk. And when you have certain indicators that you seem sloppy, that there's typos, that it is poorly put together, that the colors look terrible, that it looks like it was made in 1990, those all read risky. You don't want that. You want to eliminate that risk. This is a second basic human need, and it is subconscious, and you can't get away from it. This is why branding is so vital to your success, whether you think it is or not, you 35%. Now, the third basic human need is belonging. This is also super important. We want to feel included as part of the group. We want to choose things that we think other people would choose, or that other people would feel is a good choice. Do other people look highly upon this choice? Would it increase my status if I chose this option over this option? And we always subconsciously choose the option that is going to, what we believe is going to increase our status, because it is a basic human need to belong. We need to fit in. We need to be a part of a group. And this is very essential. So, including in your messaging and including in everything that you do, that your brand, that what you do increases somebody's status, it's a good idea. Esteem is the fifth need. So we want to, kind of like similar to belonging, we want to have the esteem of others. We want others to regard us well. So if you think that your appearance doesn't matter, this is actually a core human driver. We actually, at our core, care what other people think. And other people care what we think. Your appearance matters. The way your brand appearance looks matters. The way your website looks matters. Your brand photography matters. Your emails matter. Your website matters. Your interactions with your customers matter. Absolutely everything matters, because esteem matters. It's a core human driver. So this is something that drives absolutely everyone. And once you understand what's driving people, you can't ignore it. If you choose to ignore it, it's at your own demise. And then the sixth need is self-actualization, which is achieving some sort of realization or achieving your full potential. So this is what everyone is striving for. They want to become something, become better, reach their goals, all of those things. And um, having a look, making good choices, choosing the less risky option, fitting into the group, having the esteem of others, making good choices, all of those things add upon each other in order for you to achieve your goals, achieve that self-actualization that you are striving for. So, I just kind of wanted to come on here and kind of show, as you can probably tell, I'm a bit of a nerd and I really like merging the analytical with the creative. And, there's a lot more at play than people realize. Branding isn't just, oh, let me look pretty. There's an actual reason that you have to look pretty. And it's not just because I say that you need to look pretty. It's because at everyone's core being, they need you to look pretty in order for them to trust you, in order to feel that you belong, in order for them to want to purchase from you because they think they are going to, you are part of their path in order to achieve their goals. So it's all related, and understanding these human drivers is super important to understanding how branding fits into that. So I hope you enjoyed this little chat. Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment below, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.